Hello, we just wanted to do a quick video and bring you guys up to speed as to what's happening with the house wine that we're working on. We've made 4 different types of wine. 2 of them didn't work out, not the greatest. The one that was the worst was where we used just straight blackberries. And the fermentation, something was wrong with the pectin and the blackberries is what we're assuming at this point. The information that I've received has been from other people. I'd like to say thanks to all those people who have helped me along the way with this, with the information. And by all means, if you guys see something or you have some information to pass along, please comment below. We'll much appreciate the help. This was the blackberry cider. And we've done some preliminary tasting with some people who are real experts in this, not myself, or who are. And we're going to have an official tasting once we get some of these other flavors together. I can't explain how great it's been to have the help in this. But this one right here was, not the greatest. This one right here has had some pretty good reviews. That's the hard apple cider. I mean, that much of it's been, about half of it's been tested, and we're just talking sips. So there's been a few people go over them. But so far the crowd favorite is the cherry and cherry, white grape, and pear mix. These two right here, the one with the blue lid on it, it was, a third of it was the actual alcohol, and we broke it down with the other juices because I let it ferment, I don't know, to the level where it was really strong. This one right here is half and half, and the people who drink wine appreciate these two the most. This one is comparable to actual wine that people buy, and this one is like hard cider. But I wanted to bring you guys along because we're trying to get some ideas on, different blends. We're going to try to have different blends for different seasons. And the ones we're getting ready to do now are peach, cranberry, and spice cider. I'm going to make up another batch of these just because they seem to be a favorite, and we can do some tweaking on that, maybe with the by volume, and get the alcohol content where it needs to be, so that it's not, we're not trying to make moonshine here. We're just trying to come up with something nice. We'll go into it a little deeper later on, but while I got you here, I'm going to go ahead and make up the next batch just so you guys can see once again how we do it. So basically what I do is I take it by volume down and give it enough room for the sugar and the yeast to be in it. There's a lot of people who brew these in carboys. There's a lot of people who use CO2 to knock down the oxygen level so it doesn't get too much air. And honestly, I'm not at that level, But what I do, I keep it relatively simple. I keep the original juice, or what I'm pouring off of it, in a jar. Try to get it down below the neck. There is a lot of expansion going on in these things. I mean, it's fermenting, for crying out loud. But anyway, I'll keep this in the refrigerator. And then it's just regular old sugar. Like, there's nothing fancy about it. This is a quart, so cup sugar. Probably should have a funnel. Wait a minute. Eventually I have all my brewing stuff together, I think. Let's put some funnel, or put some sugar in here, cup. My grandma always said, poor people got poor ways. And then I discovered the last time, I think you're better off to shake the sugar in before you put the yeast in. And the reason for that is the yeast will collect up here in the cap and stuff, and that might be why the blackberry didn't do so good. I really think the blackberries had over-ripened, is my guess. I don't honestly, I don't know. I'm not a chemist. I could probably play one on TV. You're just making sure that the sugar is absorbed all the way through. And once you put the yeast in there, there's no more shaking. You don't want to take this stuff out every so often and mess with it. Give it a couple weeks. You can tell when it's done because the yeast, as it works its way down, will settle in the bottom and the juices will get really clear. If you remember, these juices weren't that clear going in. So we're just using regular old yeast. I know there's a lot of people who say, I had no idea there was that many different yeasts, but there's different levels and different strains, and it's kind of fascinating, I guess, to the right person. So anyway, you put the lid on here not so tight that they can't gas off. Just so when you squeeze it, it comes up, and when you let off, it goes back down. That one's ready for 2 weeks of solitude and confinement. This is the one I think is going to have the most promising results, or I'm really hoping it does. It's just plain cranberries. And there is a lot of videos out there about cranberry juice, and what's the other one? AQCI, something, whatever that berry is, and pomegranate. And I don't know about that yet, but we're going to go with this. And again, a little bit of back history on this. We're really trying to come up with some seasonal stuff. And when you find out the rest of the story, like Paul Harvey, it's all going to make a lot more sense. There's a lot of things that we're trying to do. We got a lot going on right now. Actually, there'll be a video coming up here soon of all the people we've spoke with, all the contacts we've made, all the preliminary stuff we're trying to get, contractors and permits and the plans, and but we're about to shift into second gear. I have a feeling, maybe even third. I don't know. And when it happens, you guys will be the first to know. I'll give or take a couple days, but all right. So this is the cranberry. Again, you're just bringing it down below the arch, and the reason for that is that's what everybody else is doing, and it works for them. So hopefully it works for us, And then here goes this cup of sugar. Again, you add a cup of sugar, give it the old shake them up, and you want to shake it till it's dissolved, and it'll stay dissolved, it won't separate. When the yeast is doing its thing, it pulls the, I don't know, some scientific name for sugar crystals. It changes their shape, and they collect in the bottom, and they look like, kind of like molasses, a little bit. And I've been holding it up to the light, and you can actually see the sugar in it if it's not dissolved. It's dissolved, and it's not. You're not oversaturating You're not making a saturated solid with this by adding so much sugar it can't take it. Whatever that's called, oversaturation level or something. I don't know. Anyway, another tablespoon of yeast, put the lid on, like that. There you go. So what we didn't get on tape is racking this stuff, and basically what racking means as it's separated into different containers, you basically pull the liquid out without getting the nasty stuff in the bottom. That's the gist of it. That happens a couple different times. You can filter it, some other things, but I didn't do that. I found out there's some kind of fish bladder or something you can put in these things and get rid of, make them super clear. Not doing that. I wouldn't eat it, so why would I serve that to somebody? You know what I mean? I don't remember last time I said we get some onion rings and fish bladder. So here's the spiced apple cider. We're really hoping some big things happen out of this one. We have preliminarily used the spice cider with the hard cider, mixed them half and half, and it on a grade from A to F, it got a B. So again, there's more coming. We're actually gonna have a video of our testers. Gonna have an actual form to fill out, so they can rate it on different things. I've done a little bit of homework on it, not much. And I found out that, like, I didn't know this, but people spend a lot of money to go around testing other people's wines and stuff. And it was surprising to me. Again, I've lived a pretty sheltered life. I'm coming to understand. And once we get the flavors, you know, we figure out what's good and what ain't good. What we're going to do is we'll get really precise. Like I'll weigh the stuff. I want to make sure it's so that every batch is the same, as close as we can possibly make it. And obviously for safety reasons, you know, you don't want to do something stupid, I guess. I don't know. The premise of this though is just we're trying to come up with something different. It's kind of what we do. If you're wondering where I'm at, this is our test laboratories that we had custom built just for this. No, actually this is our basement in Cincinnati. And since I have a set of cabinets with a marble top on it, some people might call it a bar. I don't really call it a bar because, you know, we don't have anything. We don't have alcohol in our house, ironically enough. And this is what we started out with the first time. It's just Welch's, grape, cherry, and some pear. And this right here so far is the one that everybody likes. I'm really hoping the cranberry and the peach comes in pretty close to this. Again, we're not trying to do, you know, 14 different flavors or whatever, but we are trying to we're trying to come up with something that people's going to like and something that people are going to remember. And then Ginger's working on some stuff with the packaging. She'll be coming to you in a later video about that. And we've had a lot of great ideas. I mean, I ask that you guys keep it coming. And if you like our videos, subscribe to them. It doesn't mean much to you all, but it does to us when we see that people are interested in what we're doing. We started these things out as a reference for us so that we could, and it's already paid off. I was trying to figure out where our water line was 3 weeks ago. Well, I had to move some stuff around and dig a hole. And I was afraid I was going to hit a water line that we had put in. I couldn't remember where it was at. And I said, well, wait a minute, we got a video of this. I just went back and watched the video. Sure enough, it was in that area. I wouldn't have hit it. I was kind of right, but I just wanted to be 100% sure. And a tablespoon of yeast. I'm going to let these cook for. They don't cook. They got to be between 75 degrees Fahrenheit and 65. Or that's what I've been told. And that's all there is to it. This first go round we'll have the preliminary test done on these, and that'll be the first video. And the second video will be the second round of wines and the ones that'll stay. Like I said, if we're going to keep doing these, I'm going to start honing those in, getting them dialed in. This one here is pretty easy to make, but if we can cut it with spiced rum that's also fermented a little bit, and then we're gonna try some other things, like maybe some root beer. You know what I mean? Again, we're not trying to corner the market on booze. We're just trying to come up with something different and something that people like. So, like I said, if you like our videos, subscribe, share them, tell your friends about them. We've already exceeded our expectations with these videos, and we hope you guys enjoy them. And please, if you have any questions or concerns, or if there's something you want to add to it, like some knowledge that you got, go ahead and put a comment below, and we'll answer you, and we'll mention the comments on here as long as we can keep up with them. So thank you very much for tuning in, and within a couple weeks you guys will be seeing some videos of some tastings and what they look like. I might actually make a video of racking it, but it's not very exciting. So that's all. Thanks again. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day.